Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. Oh, yes, we can. Michelle, great. Thanks very much. Okay, so like I said, I've got a new laptop, and Thibaut who said also yes, yes, great. Okay, so let me quickly go to my Facebook page, and let's see if everybody can hear and see me there. Facebook, see. Yeah, also sound works good. Okay, and I forgot my microphone, what somebody suggested the last time to use. Okay, but next time I will. I was too nervous here with my new computer now. Okay, so good morning, everybody. It's still chilly here in Durban. I don't know. I had enough here from winter. I hope the summer is coming soon. What we'll do today is we will talk about Landbank and who can apply with Landbank and what are they offering, and also a little bit about what you need to have in place to be successfully able to apply for finance with them. Okay. Landbank has a couple of different products out there. They are at the moment really well organized. They have established a nice process, so step-by-step process. And in the first step, you only send a couple of documentations and the business plan. They will go through this, and then they will say, yes, this is something what we will look at it, or they will also say, no, this is nothing what we can finance. Then we always need to find something else. Although we have quite a good idea what they are financing and what not. If I'm not too familiar with it, we always, before we even take on applications, we will always double check with them in any case. Okay. I had some discussions, and I wanted to get something straight here. This is also why I do these webinars. Landbank traditionally finances agricultural projects. Okay, so, and with agricultural projects, they mean livestock and crop. What they don't do at the moment is they don't do fish farming. Don't ask me why, but there are some other financiers out there and grants for fish farming. They are usually not too keen on doing agro-processing, but if you have the whole value chain with the agricultural business and the agro-processing, they are willing to take this into consideration. Otherwise, if you want to go into agro-processing, IDC would definitely be the best option out there. Landbank is also able, specifically with these agricultural projects, if you, I think everybody is aware of, crop needs a couple of months to grow before you are able to sell it. And livestock needs to grow before you are able to sell it. So they always offer you some grace periods where they don't ask for any payments, and then you start either way as soon as you generate monthly income. They also can structure deals like, okay, every 6 weeks you make a payment to them when you are able to sell, I don't know, your chicken or your spinach or something like this. They're quite flexible. They're also able to offer you different terms for your loans. So for property, I think they can go over 20 years, and for the crops investment, then that's a short-term finance, what they can do. They are also doing using establishment loans, and somebody just asked me last week, what is this? This means is if you want to start your business, that's an establishment loan. It's not a loan for an established business. Okay, sometimes the wordings are a little bit confusing. Like I said, they do installments finance, they do special mortgage loans. If they even have wholesale finance facilities, so if somebody of you would like to set up their own lending organization, you can apply with the Landbank and you get a facility from them. I think this is what I would like now to add. If you have any questions, let me quickly go here. Where is my Zoom? So if you have any questions, you have the possibility, no, here, to write in the comments. Yes, Meshek raised his hand. Let me see. Just ask me some questions. Just type it into the chat, and then I'm more than happy to answer any of them. I just go to Facebook and have a look if anybody's asking there some questions. Okay. I can see that it didn't post to Facebook. So whoever starts now listening, no worries. I will definitely, I recorded it, the whole session, and I will just post it then onto Funding Connection. Okay, so if you have any questions here, just let me know, and then I will be able just to answer them still live or later on after this this webinar. I was not patient enough here. Give me 1 second. I just want now to double check that it's really working here. Now I have a new computer and this thing is so slow. I'm so frustrated. Okay, so, but now it's definitely on there. That's good. Let me go back to Zoom. Are there any questions? 3 more messages. Scroll down. You want to start, Meshach, you want to start a milling company. Okay, let me tell you, one of the challenges with the milling company is that you need lots of working capital to be able to run this. The investment itself is not too bad. The running costs are not too bad. The problem is really that your raw material is the costs are quite high, and the payment terms with your customers can give you a hard time with your cash flow. Okay, so if you want to do that, please be absolutely clear. Think about your customers, see if you can get some agreements with them that they pay as soon as you deliver, so that you don't need to keep too much stock, the raw material and the ready mixed and ready milled, the milli meal or whatever you want to do, that you keep your stock low. Otherwise, this working capital can kill your business. What amount do they give for startups? Do they also ask for collateral? Okay, so everybody, all the financial institutions here in South Africa, they will ask for collateral. They all say they sometimes look at it without it. I never ever saw any deals where they didn't expect any collateral. Okay, and because we want to increase your chance to raise finance, this is why we are so we insist on that you are having collateral to make sure that this whole process is smooth sailing, because otherwise they will need too many other different things, and it is dragging out the process over the time, and that's no fun for you and it's no fun for us. Okay, how do you get collateral? You always need to think about, be a little bit creative. This is a business. Okay, so, and even if it is in agriculture, doesn't matter. It is a business, and it means it needs to be financially successful, because if it is not, it is not sustainable. Okay, and that means if you want to grow some food, some crops, or even go into livestock, you always have some customers and they are buying from you. And this is sometimes where it makes sense to play your BE card wisely and see if you can't tap into their enterprise development and supplier development funds to help you to set this up. There are always some creative ways around it. I always tell everybody, ask your suppliers, ask your potential customers if they don't want to partner with you and invest 10% into your company. And I also know that some people are really reluctant and they don't really want to have some partners in their company. But you know what, having 100% of zero is still zero. Having 90% of something is still something. It doesn't mean that you should take anybody on. Okay, be quite strict of who you want to take on as business partner. I always say it's like a marriage. You are stuck. Okay, also financially stuck with this other person, and make sure expectations and responsibilities are clearly stated in agreements. Whenever I went into partnerships, I always had a partnership agreement, some sort of agreement, so that everybody knows what to expect, what are their responsibilities. Yeah. Okay, are there some, you want to start a security company, what are some of the we need to look out for? Chepo, Landbank doesn't do any security companies. They will not finance it. It's definitely some other avenues. It would be NEF or CFA, Small Enterprise Finance Agency. And it doesn't matter whichever industry you are. Number one is you need, with the security companies, you need to be registered. Don't ask me for the name of this organization, PSI, I don't know, something. We just did a business plan for somebody so that they can register with them. Prisa, Thibaut, thanks. So we've got lots of knowledge here in this group. I absolutely love that, okay. And you need to have a business plan to be able really to register with them. Whatever you want to do, make sure you have customers in place. Go out there, do some, I always recommend, hide it as a market research. Think about what is your expertise, what do you really want to do, and then specialize. If you say you are somebody for everybody, nobody feels comfortable with you, nobody feels like you have the right expertise, and nobody feels like they can trust you, you know what you are doing, and will give you business. Okay, so getting business has also always something to do is that you position yourself as an expert in this specific area. So maybe you concentrate on corporates, or you concentrate on these estates and say, okay, so this is what we want to do. So you go to some of the developers, you tell them this is what we want to do. What do you need from us? What are your problems at the moment? Okay, I will be able to tackle this. Have already an idea how you want to structure deals, how much you would charge. So then you can discuss this with them. Is this something what would be interesting for you? And what happens if you hide it as a market research, people are usually more open. They are usually willing to help and assist and give out some advice. You are able then in this conversation to build some relationships. And then and sometimes what happens is that they say, you know what, I like your ideas, I feel comfortable with you, we are not happy with our current security company, or we want to set up a new estate, a smaller one, why don't we try it there? Okay, so, and it doesn't matter if you are now in security, or if you want to do livestock, or if you want to do crop. You go out there, you contact potential clients, and make sure that you are able to get some offtake agreements. Because what lots of people always don't understand, if you have, even if you would have now the millions in your bank account and you are experienced, you would never ever just set up a business, invest your millions, and then go out there and ask for clients. You will fail, I promise you. Yeah, usually you need to do that the other way around. If you have a couple of companies, you are a serial entrepreneur, you know exactly the market, you are always in contact already with customers and clients, then you can do that the other way and say, you know what, this idea is so genius, I'm just starting it, and I'm willing, maybe you're even willing to lose the couple of million rands. Yeah, I personally would never ever do that, but I know that there are people out there, they are willing to take high risks. Yeah, and as an entrepreneur, you're always taking risk, and the risk means that you go somewhere and somebody says no. And only because there are 2-3 people saying no, I'm not interested, doesn't mean that your idea is not good, but listen to what they are saying. Listen to if they give you some recommendation. And if you hear that the same concerns from 2 or 3 people, maybe you should take them into consideration. Yeah, and then you can amend your idea a little bit and say, okay, we didn't include it, but maybe it makes sense to include this service, or change other small little screws in your business plan. Okay. Are there any other questions at the moment here? We have 19 participants here in Zoom. I quickly go back to Facebook if there's anybody there. Sorry, oh, this is so slow. Okay. Okay, Taba asked me here, they want to start an abattoir and a feedlot on their farm. And Taba, I think the best way forward is definitely, I will leave my email address, contact me, and then we can see what we can do for you. I'm straightforward. I will tell you what you need to have in place, and then we can see if we can't help you to guide you through the whole process. Maybe you need a business plan, or maybe you only need to have the support to apply for finance, or maybe you just need some consultancy so that we can assist you. Okay, Jamie, I want to start an aquaponics farm in my area, but I have no site. I recently graduated. Oh, was design and which organization do I approach for funding? Okay, Jamie, I'm really sorry, but it didn't work at the beginning. It wasn't shared on Facebook. Landbank, for some crazy reasons, doesn't do um, aqua culture, everything what's related to fish. Okay. I learned aquaponics is usually both fish farming and hydroponics. It's a mixture out of it. And I would suggest get in contact with me. There are some IDC can finance something like this, and DTI offers for aquaculture, for fish farming, some grants. So we need then, this is a deal where we need to structure the deal and ask different financiers and to put the whole thing together. Yeah. Let me quickly share my email address with you. Okay. So I shared my email address here on Facebook. I will also do that here again on Zoom. Okay. No, I'm not in partnership with any of the government institutions. Okay, I'm an independent consultant. And this is also something what I would like to be, because I don't want to be biased, and I don't want any of my clients to feel like I'm pushing them into one specific direction, knowing this is not the best option for you. That's why I personally like to be independent. If you go to the bank, they will try to sell their own products to you, and they are not really yes, they are biased. I think that's the right word. Okay, so they try to push you into one direction where they know they need to sell their products, or where they know they get the highest commission. This is why I personally like to be absolutely independent. Okay. Okay, Kulani, great. Yeah, sometimes I like these questions, because then I can explain to you most of my decisions are quite I made on information, and I know exactly why I do that. Okay, Tata. Okay, good work on the business plan. Thank you. Great. I'm happy that you are excited about it. Assisting with funding. Okay, so it always depends on which institution we would choose. Most of them at the moment, government institutions, take between 3 to 6 months. Yeah. At the moment, I don't know why it's more at 4 months. It always depends on the amount of what they applications they have in the pipeline. And it always depends on sometimes the organization we approach. We not only approaching the government institutions, but also use some enterprise development funds. But you know what, even if you go to a bank, to a commercial bank, if you want to apply for a startup or even for an expansion, and they need their time. There is nothing where you can go to a bank and they will just say, yes, how much do you want? Okay. So this is something what I experienced in Germany. So some of these established businesses, they didn't even need to offer some business plans. They just said, I need a couple of million of euros. And they said, yes, that's not a problem. But you know why they said this? Because they also knew that these businesses had a portfolio of properties, and they could easily take these properties as surety. So that's why they knew these are experienced business people. They usually didn't even want to see any business plans. And I'm sure this is also what sometimes happens here in South Africa. Most of us, we need to be absolutely clear on for what we need the money, how we want to use it, how we are able to pay it back. So, and this is why I always recommend having a proper business plan, knowing exactly what you want to offer, for your price list, for whom you want to offer it. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Okay, so here I've got some other questions. Milling company, we did that. Belinda, what even development banks will expect? I'm sure you are asking about the 10% collateral. Yes. They want to see that somebody is really, really committed to this venture, and this is why they expect some sort of collateral. Okay, somebody asked, Landbank does not fund buying land for property development. Landbank is only for agricultural ventures, and sometimes in conjunction with agricultural venture, also for agro-processing. Yeah. Okay, so I go once back to Facebook and quickly see there are no more other questions. That was again half an hour, although I only want to do 15 minutes here just to give you a short, quick overview about what is possible and happening. So we will see us next week again. If you have any other questions, please feel free just to contact me. Oh, let me see, Kulani. Okay, many markets are now reluctant to give offtake agreements. Okay, Kulani, let me tell you one thing. If somebody doesn't want to give you even an offtake agreement, they are not willing to work with you after you set up the business, and can mean that maybe the market is saturated. Okay, so there is no need for a new supplier because they have already, or they are happy with their existing suppliers. Okay, so this is why it can be that in some areas people are not willing to give out any offtake agreements because they know already they will not want to work with you. And if somebody is not willing to give it to you, it is just, I just talked about it last week with somebody, and then they explained, you know what, if you are in Germany, somebody has no problems and says direct to your face, I'm so sorry, no, I'm not interested. South African culture is a little bit different. They don't like to say, no, I'm not interested. They like to say, yes, come back, get your 10 trucks, and then we will see what we can do with it. That means if I translate it, they don't want to work with you. Yeah, because they are happy with what they having at the moment. There is no reason for them to change to a new supplier. Just listen to them and really then translate and make sure that you really understand this. And there are not every business idea is a great business idea, and not every great business idea is also fundable. That's just reality. Kulani, if you have at least 3 markets, that means that these markets are just saturated, that there is no need for a new player. Or there is no need for a normal player and you need to find how to disrupt this. Okay, but then you also need to be aware of that if you disrupt an existing market, that the players at the moment will fight for their share in their market. Yeah. Tata, you have some investors, but they want to have an active role in the business. Okay, Tata, something what I mentioned before is if you want to go into a business, into a partnership with somebody, be absolutely aware of what your responsibilities are, what their responsibilities are, and what their duties are and yours. Okay, so discuss this in writing with them what they want. And then you need to decide, is this something where I can live with, or is this something what I don't want? Yeah. Don't get overexcited about, oh, great, I have now a business opportunity. Signing agreements also means that you are financially stuck together for the moment. And I see that so many times. Then there are 3 shareholders in existing business, something happens and the one shareholder is not doing anything, not willing to sell the shares, not willing to sign anything. This company is stuck. They can't do anything. They can't apply for any loan. So if one person is out of a sudden not responding anymore, then you are stuck. This means you definitely need to make sure that you have a proper business relationship with somebody, open-minded. Both parties need to feel comfortable with each other and make sure you know exactly what you're doing there. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm finishing it. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. We are more than happy. I'm more than happy to help you to, number one is figuring out if your business idea makes sense, if it is a good business idea, if it is fundable, then we are able to help you to draft a business plan for you. And then we are also able to assist you with the whole funding application. Yeah, and we pick you up wherever you are at the moment. I see there's one more message. Kulani, letter of intent is not strong enough anymore. Yeah. Okay, and I will not go into any details. Maybe next time I will talk about the difference between letter of intent and an offtake agreement. Okay, enjoy your week. I wish you all an absolutely successful week. I'm absolutely excited for what I need to do this week, and we will talk. Latest we see us again on next week, Monday, on these calls. Take care. Bye bye.